Sniper Elite, the game that literally allowed you to drop a submarine on Hitler's testicles, is back once again with its latest installment, Sniper Elite 5. This time we're in France and we're going to be going and taking the fight to the Nazis once again in everyone's favourite testicular manslaughter simulator. So buckle up, this is the TLDR and everything you need to know on Sniper Elite V5. Firstly, a massive thanks to Rebellion for providing the key. The latest installment in the series, Sniper Elite 5 represents the very latest in World War II sniping fun and tactical third-person gameplay, because shooting Nazis just never does get old. Offering unparalleled sniping, tactical third-person combat and enhanced kill cam, you'll retake the boots of one Karl Fairburne, the grizzled German-born American-bred protagonist of the games, as you fight your way across the huge sprawling maps based on real-world locations. This installment of Sniper Elite set in France, 1944, as part of the covert US Rangers operation to weaken the Atlantic wall fortifications across the coast of Brittany. However, after linking up the local French resistance, Karl soon uncovers a secret Nazi project that threatens to end the war before the Allies could even invade Europe. Operation Kraken. So a solid setup for a Sniper Elite game, a formula that has ultimately built itself around deeply satisfying sniper kills that make you feel like an utter badass, while shooting Nazis in ever increasingly inventive ways. We're going to dive in with our usual formula, talking about gameplay, graphics, the sound design, and finally business model, wrapping things up with a star rating. So, first up, gameplay. Sniper Elite is divided into several parts. Campaign, that features 10 separate missions that can be tackled either in solo or co-op. Axis invasions, survival, and finally multiplayer. So let's hit these one at a time. Single player has your classic Sniper Elite campaign formula with a story-based gameplay spread over 10 missions. Now 10 missions may not sound like that much, but these missions have multiple objectives in enormous maps. Just one of these missions took me a good hour and a half to complete. The cool thing about Sniper Elite 5's campaign is twofold though. Firstly, the ability to approach any situation how you like. Lethal is your bag, go nuts. You prefer non-lethal takedowns, that's there too. Pistol only, be my guest. Melee stealth, got you covered. The list goes on, and it really friggin' helps for replayability. The campaign also does the recent Hitman style of missions, in which after you've played the mission once, you unlock it for further gameplay. So you can choose how to change out your loadout, so you can come in with different weapons, you can choose your starting location, you can even choose to be a different character, allowing you to really make the most of these massive maps and get a lot of fun out of each one. Secondly, you can do all of this cooperatively with a friend. Frankly, a masterstroke move, as I for one frickin' love co-op campaigns. Campaign mode also takes a really interesting twist on what feels like a page out of the Dark Souls playbook. If you really want to spice things up, you can switch on Axis Invasion. This allows players in the Axis Invasion queue to effectively invade your campaign as a German sniper and try and hunt you down whilst you complete your objectives. I love that this is optional, and as a result, love the style of PvP being brought into Sniper Elite. Rebellion is really sparing no horses to give this latest game longevity of gameplay. Survival makes an appearance as another one of the game modes available to play, pitting the players against waves of hostile forces as you and up to 3 friends go into this game's version of Firefight. I have loved wave-based defense games ever since I picked up Halo 3 ODST, and so this is a very welcome cooperative PvE experience to be brought in. Finally, we have multiplayer, which of course, this being a press copy of the game, wasn't active at the time of recording. Multiplayer does feature several modes though, including no cross, long-range team gameplay with a invisible wall between the two teams, forcing sniping and counter-sniping, free-for-all, which is pretty self-explanatory to anyone who's played a shooter before, team deathmatch, which is Sniper Elite's 8v8, and finally, squad match, in which 4 teams of 4 players go up against each other to fight for supremacy. All of this, of course, can be tailored with custom games, which is fabulous to see. So, plenty of game modes to whet the appetite on what seems to be a really well thought out, quality offering, and a game that's set on keeping your attention once it's got it, with no half measures here. But how does the game actually play? Talking of attention, and now that I have yours, I just have a quick favour to ask you if I could be so bold. This channel is growing all the time, and it is thanks so much to ladies and gentlemen like you coming in, watching the videos and enjoying them. If you are enjoying this particular video or anything else I create on YouTube, why not hit that like button and hit that subscribe button? You're here anyway, you obviously like what I do, so you might as well, and I really would appreciate it. Also, I'm live on Twitch 4 days a week, Tuesday through Friday, usually playing the very games I review, and I'm also on TikTok as well, putting up some mini reviews on the latest games. So come and join this community, come and join what I'm building, and thank you again for your attention. Back to the rest of the video. At its core, Sniper Elite 5 is a third-person, over-the-shoulder, tactical stealth shooter in which you traverse a large sprawling map full of things to do whilst completing a series of objectives. As a special operations sniper, you're given a deadly set of tools in order to accomplish these goals, and you'll typically be geared up with a sniper rifle, SMG, and pistol, all of which are uniquely customizable and can be changed out for different weapons. Every part from the stock to the barrel can be tailored to your tastes, with pros and cons for every choice you make. Alongside this customization of gear, you'll have access to a plethora of useful tools, from a whistle to attract enemy attention, to grenades, TNT, satchel charges, decoy, so the list goes on, and gives you the ability to tackle a multitude of scenarios in hundreds of different ways. Due to the open world stealth aspect of the game, you're able to approach every situation the way you see fit. You're given an objective and told to make it happen. The rest really is up to you, and I utterly love this freedom. With several ways to traverse the map with different routes, secret access ways, and climbing up and jumping onto roofs, you feel like you can pretty much get anywhere you want to go. Gunplay is great and feels extremely satisfying whenever you put down a target, with guns feeling properly powerful and effective against your targets, and in most cases, a single well-placed headshot is all that's required to put a target down. And that's not even including the series' most lauded feature, the X-ray kill cams. The thing that really put Sniper Elite on the map was the X-ray kill cams, in which you could follow the path of your bullet into the target and be able to revel in the carnage you brought to your enemy. It is a stupidly satisfying way to really get a feel of what you've done to your enemy, and it's better than ever in Sniper Elite 5 with the ability to move the camera dynamically as the kill cam plays out, or slow and speed up the slow motion. Also, it's attached to other weapons as well, such as grenade kills, knife kills, so it gets pretty brutal. Of course, for some of you out there, the X-ray kill cams might be a nice gimmick, but you know, you might be a bit tired of them, they've got old, you just want to get on with the mission. Again, with the granularity of control in Sniper Elite 5, you can just turn them off altogether or change the frequency if you so desire. Several ammunition types are available to use, including subsonic, non-lethal, armor-piercing, etc, all allowing you to change up your playstyle in any given situation, and in conjunction with the other tools and non-lethal melee takedowns, you feel as if nothing is beyond your ability. The open maps mean that this game is about as non-linear as you can get without going full send open world, and far more like a sandbox as a result. This means that the enemy AI is something we really do need to talk about. Like most games of its kind, roaming AI is present and correct in Sniper Elite 5, with German patrols, trucks and cars all trundling from point A to point B in what are usually set patrol routes. The same is true of objectives, both primary and secondary, with AI roaming about the place, engaging in conversations, carrying out tasks. It's all damn well done stuff and gives the encounter a feeling of, alright, I should probably take a moment to work out where these guys are, or alternatively, get your guns out and go in full frontal assault, guns blazing. I won't judge you much. The AI has three major states which can be triggered by player actions. The white neutral state means they have utterly no idea where you are. You're a ghost, and you can go about your business. Yellow means that someone has spotted you but isn't quite sure what you are or what you're doing. If the AI is alone, they might start investigating. They might go and call for help. If they're in a group, however, they might start to tell their squad and relay this information to the rest of the Germans in the area. Finally, you've got red, which means, well, dead. Red is the active combat state. Everyone knows you're there, and they're going to do their damnedest to put you down. The AI is pretty reactive to sound and will start to get concerned as they find dead bodies or incapacitated comrades on the ground. And overall, I've been really quite impressed with their thoroughness of the searches that can go on for like 5 or 10 minutes in larger areas. Of course, I was playing on medium difficulty, which is the game's default, and I never really claimed to be the world's best stealth operative. And if you're better than me, which isn't that hard, you can bump up the difficulty in any way you see fit. Again, with this game's extremely granular difficulty controls, this allows for fine-tuning of every single aspect to turn Sniper Elite from a fun, moderately challenging shooter to a murderous assault against hyper-aware enemies with no HUD, no assists, and only your wits and skills to get you through. The combat and gameplay of Sniper Elite, whilst not revolutionary and iterative on the other games, is still extremely well thought out, and with the inclusion of a rank and skill system, there is a lot of meat on this particular bone. It's a really impressive showing, and things continue on the positive trend as we move into graphics. Graphically speaking, Sniper Elite 5 is a decently good looking game with crisp high-resolution textures across the board with no details spared. It's always a good sign in my mind when even the boxes and crates have a decent amount of care and attention given to them, and it's reflective of the end product. The engine is getting a little old though, and as a result that does show in the overall presentation. This game looks very much this gen and not next gen, which is a bit of a shame, but hopefully with the next iteration of Sniper Elite and Rebellion's brand new engine, this will change. Foliage is pleasingly dense and, well, natural looking. What I mean to say is it looks like you're roaming through the French countryside in the handcrafted levels through actual bushes and under trees. With the quality of various buildings and models and other bits and pieces, the terrain elevations and just overall thoroughness of the detail, honestly, I think this is one of the best representations of 1940s France brought to a video game. It really makes you feel as though I'm playing through like a Hollywood World War II movie, and then I'm a badass sniper from like Saving Private Ryan or something. The lighting in Sniper Elite 5 is a moderately okay affair. I wouldn't say that it's the best, most exceptional lighting engine in the world, and again, this is where the engine is starting to show its age a little bit. But honestly, it's fairly competently executed. I do have to make mention of the fact that the lights and darks could have been done a little bit better here. Let me put it to you this way. It's a stealth game, and a lot of these sequences take place at night. I would have loved there to be true nighttime and where there are shadows and completely pitch black areas that you have to traverse. I think there would have been great areas to hide from German soldiers and would have just genuinely increased the tension of the game overall. But still, nonetheless, a competently executed lighting engine, and hopefully, again, this is another area that will improve in the future for Rebellion's title offerings. The color palette used is also a more muted tone than other titles we've seen recently, such as Battlefield 2042 and Call of Duty's more recent offerings, but in this instance, it's no bad thing. While I prefer the punchier, more vibrant colors, I can respect the choice to go down a more realistic tone with Sniper Elite 5. And we are still far from the mud filter era of browns and more browns than the 2010s era shooters. Cutscenes are not the game's strongest aspect, and whilst the character lip sync is on point, I tend to find most of the motions and movements and expressions of the characters' faces and bodies to be just a tad wooden and stiff. Again, it's not to say the game looks bad and or hasn't been created with love and care, but the age of the game engine again is showing, and in an era of Horizon Zero Dawns and Ratchet and Clank Rifts Apart, the game looks a little dated as a result. I'd honestly have to say that while Sniper Elite 5 visually doesn't blow me away with any groundbreaking new technology or outstanding lighting tech, and again, the cutscenes can feel a little bit stale and wooden, the overall package, and take into account the game's focus on combat fidelity and those awesome X-ray kill cam shots, the overall graphical presentation of Sniper Elite 5 is definitely above average and is perfectly serviceable. Now, onward to sound. Let's take a listen. Sound design is honestly pretty damn good in Sniper Elite. Obviously, we'll start with the most important part, which is the weapons SFX, and everything sounds pleasingly weighty and authentic. I especially love the slow motion sound design for X-ray mode, which just really sells the mode and pumps up the visceral kills to 11. All the weapons sound much as I'd expect them to, and before you ask, no, I'm not a historical weapons expert, but I've played through enough World War II games to know what an MG42 should sound like, and everything sounds clean and authentic to me. Explosions from artillery, batteries, and other tools that you use around the field too, again, sound clean and crisp. There is a good amount of attention to detail with ambient sound too, with footsteps being clearly telegraphed, the patter of raindrops falling down, and all manner of movement causing rustling or other sounds to play. The audio design honestly is on point, and it's really important too. The sound plays quite a large role in the gameplay of Sniper Elite. Sound obviously telegraphs your position and can also give you a heads up on where your enemies might be hiding or actively moving. And with enemy AI being sound reactive, the fact that audio design is so clean and robustly implemented is a damn good thing. Voice acting across the board is excellent, if a tad cliche, and the main character of course having a deep American accent reminded me a bit of Blazkowicz from Wolfenstein, but I like him nonetheless, and the rest of his supporting cast are equally well represented here. Now again, I'm no native speaker of either French or German, but I would bet money that the French and German speakers are natives when speaking English and their mother tongues both. It's a detail I notice a lot in games such as these and always immerses me way more than alternative methods. Finally, the BGM is honestly pretty damn good, doing a great job at building tension and crescendoing when the action begins and your cover is blown. Which, if you're like me, is pretty often. But honestly, the soundtrack is great at putting you in the mood, such as the occasional accordion playing to remind you that you're in France behind enemy lines. With the sound wrapped up, it's now time for the best bit of any video, the business model. Sniper Elite is launching on PC, Steam, and Epic Game Store, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X and S, and will retail at £54.99, $59.99 US for the standard edition, with the deluxe edition coming in at £79.99 or $79.99, your regional equivalent. The deluxe edition contains the base game plus my favorite thing in the world, a season pass, coming in at £29.99 or $34.99. Coupled to all of that, there's also Target Führer, Wolf Mountain, which for a small fee of $5.99 or $6.99 US will allow you to hunt and kill Hitler. So, a lot to break down. Let's start with the value proposition. The base game's asking price is solid in my eyes and justified for the amount of fun and replayability this game has to offer. Coupled with the multiplayer and co-op modes, it's frankly a fair ask even if the game's engine as a whole is starting to look just a little dated. Season passes, well, they're always the bane of my life in any situation, as I do hate the FOMO they seem to instill in a lot of gamers, myself very much included. Though I must admit that the Sniper Elite's case, 2 campaign missions, 6 weapons packs, 2 weapon skin packs, 2 character skin packs, and the Target Führer mission isn't exactly a bad deal to get a bulk discount on this gear. I do take issues with keeping weapons behind paywalls, but at least it isn't quite as rough as the season passes in games like Call of Duty or Halo Infinite. I would, however, be hard-pressed to recommend it. I think the question you've got to ask yourself is, do you foresee yourself playing Sniper Elite in 6 months down the line? That'll be your value proposition answer right there, depending on if it's yes or no. Which leads me to the Deluxe Edition, and again, the value of the Deluxe Edition really is weighted in whether or not you want that season pass bundled at a slight discount. For me, it's honestly a no, and I firmly believe right now the best value proposition lays within the standard edition copy of the game. Or alternatively, grab it on Game Pass. I probably should have mentioned that earlier on, but this game is coming out on Game Pass as well. So my final thoughts and the star rating. Sniper Elite 5 is a stupidly fun, visceral sniping experience with enough depth of gameplay to tailor your experience and make you feel like a special forces sniping god no matter your skill level. Shooting Nazis in the family jewels never gets old, and with a strong sound design and decent graphical fidelity, this final title on Rebellion's current generation engine for its update and its competently put together World War II sniping fantasy is bound to give you hours of laughs and great moments. Sniper Elite gets a solid 4 out of 5 for me, as while I do really enjoy the game, the season pass value proposition just leaves me questioning, and the slightly dated look of the game visually doesn't make me get that next gen wow factor. But the gameplay more than makes up for any of these shortcomings, and this is still one I recommend grabbing. I just want to say a massive thank you if you got to the end of the video. Hugely appreciate you watching the video and taking the time. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up, and also, again, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. What do you think of Sniper Elite 5? Is it a game you're going to be picking up, or is it something you're going to be leaving to the side and waiting for something else to come along? Let me know in the comments down below. I read all of those, and well, if nothing else, have a fantastic day and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.